A reporter just confronted Donald Trump over the Epstein files, and he got so offended that he started insulting the reporter and completely dodged the question. We're used to seeing Trump insult reporters that he doesn't like, but this was on a whole nother level, so stick around to see this reporter confront Trump and then him blow up after it, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. So ever since the newest batch of Epstein emails were released last week, Trump and other top Republicans have been cowering in fear and not appearing before the media. But Trump could only hide for so long. He is the president, so it was inevitable that he was going to have to talk to the press again, and that happened today when he had a meeting with the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. And throughout this meeting, Trump took questions from reporters, which was definitely a mistake looking back on it. Now there's quite a lot to talk about from this meeting, but let's first start with Trump lying to the Crown Prince about the economy and saying how he inherited a dead country and how he magically fixed it.
And we inherited a mess. You actually told me you thought the country was in big trouble. I'm not going to use the exact word that you use. I refuse to say that you thought our country was dead a year and a half, 2 years ago, but our country was in trouble, and now we have the hottest country in the world. You said that also. And we're rebuilding the reserves. We're doing all of this, and we've done a job. We're also bringing down prices very substantially, and we've already brought them down very, very substantially. Gasoline is way down. I think you'll be seeing $2 gasoline, but we're now at $2.50, $2.45. Some are lower than that. It was $4.50, $5, $6, $3.50, $3.75, underbite, all different numbers, but way high. Coming in from Canada, from Mexico, from Germany, from Japan. Toyota just agreed to invest $10 billion on new auto plants, all American workers. We've never been in a position like this. You can go back to the beginning. Our country has never been in a position like this. And it really is because of the fact that we use tariffs to bring all this money in.
One of the more insane moments of this meeting was when Trump was bragging about how he was literally speaking with a crown prince and how he wishes oh so badly to be king. Seriously, Trump is basically drooling over the idea of being a king.
A huge new chapter on this relation that will add value to both of us.
You know, when you think about it, I'm just sitting here. You're with the future king, a man who's respected by everybody. A man that doesn't have to be doing this, really. I don't have to be doing it either. And yet we're sitting here taking questions, we didn't say, oh, you can't talk about this. And there's never been transparency like this, even in his country. But there's never been, in our country, that's been acknowledged. But we didn't put restrictions. And I'm saying it's sort of wonderful to be taking questions from all over the world. Everybody's here. This is just a small group representative of tremendous numbers of media that are outside that are very jealous that these people were so selected.
Another really crazy moment from today was when Trump was sucking up to the Crown Prince by calling him a great person. This isn't exactly out of the ordinary for Trump. That is, until he said what he admired about the Crown Prince. Just take a look at this.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else. And he's the Crown Prince, the future king, and I just want to pay my greatest respect to your father, King, who is an amazing man. I met him early on. He greeted me at the airport at an age that was pretty high up there, and it was about 117 degrees, and he was standing on the red carpet as I came out of the plane, and he's amazing. And when I met his brilliant son, it was at the Oval Office. Shortly thereafter, and you came in representing the country, and I called the father. I said, this guy is fantastic. And I don't know if that helped you or hurt you, but obviously it couldn't have hurt too much because here you are, right?
Did Trump seriously just say that he's done amazing things for human rights? That is insane. But honestly, I can't say I'm surprised since Trump also wants to be a king and wants to have anyone executed at any time. But now, let's get into this reporter who confronted Trump because she actually confronted him twice today. The first was when she asked him if he thought that it was okay for the Trump business to have deals with Saudi Arabia while he's still president. This is a very reasonable question, but Trump was not happy with it.
Is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious. that you are here in the Oval
Who are you
Office.
with? Who are you
Why
with?
should Americans
Who are
trust
you
you?
with?
And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news, ABC fake news, one of the
But the
worst,
question is
one of the
legitimate,
worst
sir.
in the business. But I'll answer your question.
Thank you.
I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done has been very good. That's what we've done. We've built a tremendous business for a long time. I've been very successful. I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful. And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who was president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion, that I can tell you right now. As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
It's just you ask, Mr.
But please,
President.
go ahead.
Now that was nothing compared to when this reporter confronted Trump over the Epstein files. After asking her question, Trump blew up and started insulting her before completely dodging the question. Just take a look at this.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. You're going to psych. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me. But he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax, and ABC's your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the
Why not
license
just do it now?
should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible, and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep of the fund guy was with him all.
That was an absolute train wreck that shows that Trump is still very much panicking about the Epstein files. This should have been a very easy question to answer, but yet Trump freaked out and went on this insane rant that makes him look even more guilty. After this reaction, I can only imagine that more reporters will continue to confront him over the Epstein files, so to stay up to date when that happens, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.